Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. There's an analyst that put out a piece today titled 3 Things Holding XRP Above 20 Cents Right Now. I'll share with you where I perhaps agree and disagree, although I don't offer financial advice. I want to be very clear. I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I'm just going to share opinions on this. Another chart analyst that I highlight on this channel pretty frequently was talking about the concept of altcoins flipping, any altcoin, could be XRP, whatever, flipping Bitcoin in the next rally. And what he had to say, I think, makes a lot of sense. So I'll be looking forward to sharing that with you, and I'll share my opinion on that as well. And then, are you worried about some of the price ranges we've been talking about in terms of Bitcoin, which leads the market, getting down to maybe the $5,000 range? Well, I'm going to share with you specifics, but there's a prominent chart analyst that says, don't worry about it right now. But before going any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel, and then maybe we can be friends, perhaps even best friends. Let's find out. Let's just see where this relationship goes. We'll take it one day at a time. So right here, I'm going to get to live coin watch. Market cap is at $214 billion. Bitcoin's at 8,158. XRP is at 21.1 cents at the time of recording, and looking at the 24-hour chart, you can see that XRP pretty much just been following Bitcoin, but I did want to highlight something that hasn't really been the case as of late. I'm on the screen right now. I've got the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. Now, of course, Tether, it's Tether. It's not going to look the same as the rest of the charts, but this is like the least correlated looking weekly chart that I personally can recall seeing in some time. Most notable is Bitcoin SV. It looks like it was just like not paying attention to the rest of the market, and for almost an entire week just traded sideways while there was tremendous volatility with every other coin. And so I don't know why. I'm not going to pretend to know. It's just an observation, and it's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on there. I just thought I'd mention it. It's weird. So let's go ahead and jump to this first piece here. 3 things holding XRP above 20 cents right now. XRP, which has been sliding slowly throughout 2019, has not given up on a bright future. But the market price has remained stagnant, hovering within a relatively limited range. XRP now trades at 20.77 cents. Now is at the time of the writing, a little bit earlier today, sinking down from months spent around 21 cents and lows under 19 cents. Well, that was very brief, though. I mean, it did get down to, what was it, if I'm not mistaken, something like 18.3 cents for a very brief period of time, somewhere around there anyway. Trading is still cautious as altcoins are viewed as less reliable. Added to this is the lack of confidence that XRP has ended dumping and may go through a new price discovery stage. Well, yeah, price discovery is coming because people have not figured out this freaking asset class. We're nowhere near done on that part. I don't even care. We're roughly 11 years into the crypto asset class, nowhere near done. So here's reason number 1. CM Commercial Bank partnering with RippleNet. So this is not a trading reason that's cited here. This is a fundamental reason. The Thailand-based bank dedicated to offering fintech solutions for several Asian markets believes RippleNet can be the basis for a new app and payment system. Now, yesterday, I made an entire video about this, so I'm not going to speak about this any further, but what I wanted to point out here with this is, of course, fundamentals do matter. There's a reason that XRP is third in market cap. And look, I know, lots of good news out there. I report on it almost literally every single day. There's some sort of new good thing to talk about. And it seems to not affect the price, but it actually is. There's a reason that XRP has been able to maintain that position so high in terms of market cap when there are over 5,000 cryptocurrencies in existence. It's because there is good news, right? And so there are some people like me, and perhaps you, if you're listening to this channel, I wouldn't be surprised if you're a similar type. This is an XRP-centric channel after all, and you might be like me, and perhaps you're investing based on fundamentals. And if you are, just kind of want to point out, you're not alone. There are plenty of people out there that are doing it, but that's not what most people are doing, not necessarily. And that's why XRP still follows the price action of Bitcoin. And so, this particular news is to say that this is one of the 3 reasons that XRP price is able to stay above 20 cents, and without it, probably not. To me, it doesn't seem reasonable, because why would it be this piece? What about the other 11 billion good news pieces that I've reported on over the course of the last half year? Even within the last week. within the last few days. There's all sorts of good news, and this is the one though. I'm skeptical of that. So I would certainly acknowledge that fundamentals matter, but not to enough people. And so fundamentals, yes, it helps keep it where it is in terms of third in market cap, but is this the one? I'm skeptical of that. Although good news nonetheless. Don't get me wrong. Like, I am Mr. XRP bull here. Just as far as that being the reason, I don't know about that. Number 2, psychological trading support level. The 20-cent level represents a key psychological support for XRP traders. In a world of wild crypto fluctuation, traders often rely on key levels to provide areas of support and resistance. The 20-cent price point has so far provided bullish traders with a strong foothold to push back towards 21 cents in recent weeks, and could do so again if intraday bears take back control of the asset. Now, that part seems like much more reasonable to me and perhaps likely. Psychological trading levels, that's a real thing. So that could be a factor, sure. XRP is one predictable coin with only minor fluctuations. I kind of disagree with that. It has longer periods of time where it appears flat, but no, it's moving with Bitcoin. At those prices, XRP also looks low enough to buy in and bet on future appreciation. At the same time, the coin has not slid sharply, and its holders don't react to panic. Well, I know, maybe she's writing about me, because I don't react to panic. Even during deep sell-offs, XRP is much less volatile and recovers close to its usual levels. That's what they write. Let me scroll down a little bit further to get to the third one. Here we go, number 3. XRP in accumulation stage. Now, this caught my attention because I did have a story recently, which is not so much what they're talking about, but Binance put out a report. Some of you are going to be aware of this and others not. They put out a report recently showing that there's been tremendous institutional adoption of XRP and also Ethereum, but not so much Bitcoin, just based on their own market research. Because, they are an exchange. They can see where this is actually going. And I found that to be quite fascinating. And I thought, okay, and I made the point at the time, what is the smart money doing? Not that institutions are perfect in terms of buying and selling, but they're going to make buying and selling decisions that are not so much based on emotion, which is how retail speculators behave. But anyway, so here's what this author wrote about XRP and accumulation stage. The current price stability may be the beginning of an accumulation stage. XRP has stemmed the flow against Bitcoin, and it looks like Ripple may be cooperating by holding back from selling its coins unlocked from escrow. And see, that's that part I don't think that they have enough facts to state something like that. Because even if you're talking about a bunch of XRP going back into escrow, it could be the case. That's why I'm looking forward to the fourth quarter market report, that they do have XRP outside of that could have been sold for all we know. I'm not sure. Regardless, though, Ripple selling their XRP, it's just based on a percentage of volume, so it's not some sort of bad thing anyway, and it's not going to impact the price of XRP in any sort of meaningful way. Anyway, and then they write, at this price level, XRP futures markets are still very small and experimental. There are no interest in pumping XRP right now, and no selling pressures either. Well, that's pretty much the same for every single altcoin in existence right now. They're all kind of clumped together. Look at Bitcoin dominance around I'm sure it's around 70%. I didn't even look today, and I can still pretty confidently say it's got to be around 70%, somewhere thereabout. All right, next here. This is from You Today, written by Yuri Molchan. XRP price behavior in 2020 to be determined by XRP price action in January. And I just kind of want to share this top part here. After the recent price rise to the 21 cent level, XRP has moved back a little and is currently trading at the 20 cent spot. The community remains extremely bullish, hoping that this year the price will start increasing towards higher gains. Crypto trader at @leb_crypto believes that January is going to be crucial for further price action of XRP throughout the year. Chances are equal for a bullish or bearish outcome, he says. And here's the actual tweet from Leb Crypto, and he has a little chart associated with this if you care to look at it. A bullish and bearish scenarios. It's my conviction that XRP is at its most critical crossroads this month. This month's price action will determine XRP's 2020, whether a bullish or bearish bias. It's very difficult to tell, to be honest. Managing your risk is very important. And what do you think about that? I guess maybe on the surface I feel a little bit skeptical about that, just because I feel like, for a couple of reasons, including if Bitcoin goes way up or if Bitcoin dramatically dumps, whatever XRP does in this short time frame of January, I don't think it's going to matter. That would be my guess anyway. Not financial advice. That would just be my guess. Next here's this is from AMB Crypto. XRP sets itself up for a short-term 5% to 8% bounce. This is by a chart analyst named Akash Giramath. Let me scroll down here. XRP's price successfully completed a reversal pattern, triple bottom, and surged by 15%, reaching 22 cents. This pump for XRP arrived after reaching a low of 17 cents on December 18th, 2019. Did I actually miss that? I don't remember it hitting... maybe I saw like 17.9, but it actually hit 17, or maybe on some exchange, I guess. I don't know. This level was last seen in September of 2017, he writes. Let me just cover the conclusion part, because I just want to get down to the bottom of this. So here's what he writes ultimately. The short-term target for XRP includes a 5% pump to 20 to 21 cents, followed by a pump up to 22 cents. Any further surge depends solely on the momentum of buyers and is unlikely. So that's one analyst's opinion there. Next, here's a tweet from chart analyst Patty Stash. Weekly altcoin dominance hanging on by a thread. I feel that the Bitcoin pump because of Iran turmoil gave Bitcoin dominance a false pump, and now it's back to reality. 3 to 4 months of alt gaining dominance, then Bitcoin pump beginning mid-2020. So there's something to look forward to if he's accurate. Because once that happens, it's just a matter of time until alts follow. I believe that. It's just an opinion. Don't buy or sell because of me. But here's the chart that he associated with that tweet, and this is an altcoin market cap dominance chart. All right, next, here's a tweet from Josh Rager. Sounds angry. Bitcoin update. Price bounced and closed at support. Watching for a potential new range to develop above the previous range. Price doesn't look bad and held where it needed. Trade the ranges and be patient. Stop worrying about $5,000 Bitcoin or $10,000 Bitcoin right now. And here's the chart. So he's one of those guys. He seems to take a pretty reasonable approach. He just watch it one day at a time. Watch level by level. That's pretty much what he tends to generally say. So not that either of those are off the table, but doesn't think that it's immediately going to go to one or the other. All right. Next, here's a tweet from DIY Investing, who writes, I've been building my crypto since 2016. This next cycle is where we all get so rich we never have to work a day in our lives if we don't want to. Keep accumulating, my friends. And somebody named Crypto Loser responded, you agree, ? And he included this chart right here. And there's a little image in the top right of this image in an image. Showing the Wall Street cheat sheet, Psychology of a Market Cycle, which I have highlighted at least a couple times on the channel before. And I don't want to go through explaining what that is necessarily, but suffice it to say, at the bottom of a market, there's a depression phase, and so that's usually as low as things get before starting to get back into a series of hope and other emotions that ultimately lead to the next rally. And so he was asking DIY Investing, do you think this is where we are? And effectively asking, are we at the bottom? That's the way I took it anyway. DIY Investing responded, it's either depression or disbelief. Both are right towards the bottom. It's one of the two. I think alts might be in depression, but Bitcoin is already in disbelief as things can start to rise back up right there. All right. Next, here's another one from DIY Investing. He writes, I truly think it's comical that people think an altcoin is going to flip Bitcoin in the next cycle. You all seem to forget what drives the value inside the market. And then in quotes he writes, but this time is different. And then he says, yeah, okay, buddy. Have fun fighting the trend like you did the entire bear market. And I agree with this, not because I'm not a trader. I don't know how to read charts. I don't want to learn how to read charts. I'm all about tracking fundamentals. But I agree with that for fundamental reasons, because from what I see, people in this market are still behaving more or less the same as they were within the last 2-3 years in terms of buying and selling action, and people have not figured out which cryptocurrencies by and large are viable long term. And so in the next cycle, is XRP or any other coin going to flip Bitcoin? I find it to be unlikely. Do I think that Bitcoin's going to be number one in market cap forever? Highly unlikely. I could see, because again, for me, utility matters and will win the day. So based on all information available today, I'd kind of be surprised if XRP didn't ultimately become, even if it's way down the road, I don't care. I'm not going to put a timestamp on it. I would be surprised if it didn't take number one, unless there are other cryptocurrencies that come along that get genuine adoption. And then who knows? But either way, I still suspect XRP would always be towards the top. And yeah, I'm on board with DIY investing for fundamental, not trading reasons. I just don't think that people are going to act any different there. But anyway, that is it for this video. Feel free to drop a comment below. I do love hearing from it. I like to get hear opinions from other people that are thinking about the price action of XRP and the crypto asset class. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because if anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!